If that's the case, then they know that there's fundamentally something different about men and women. But when women say that they are trying to be women, the thing is, I agree with you at lots of points.
Right there, see someone's on in live. I'm going to see if I can get a bit more light. It's very dark when someone's turned it down. So if I lose you, I'll be live again in about a couple of minutes. I will be back in a couple of minutes, promise.
So I came to engage
a woman who basically
Right, I know you're still there. That's good. Oh, we've got some light now. Someone turned my light off. What a rotten day. I'm at Speaker's Corner. It's been pissing down the rain since about 10 o'clock, half 10. I'll take you around, let you see what I can see. So here we are, Speaker's Corner. That's where all the speakers would normally be, just down there. At Marble Arch Tube Station, just over there. And a few people that have got out of the rain. So I say it's pouring down. Been raining for the last few hours. I'm soaked.
So, what pages are you saying pages is quoted by we have
It was really good yesterday. I was at that protest. It's in Parliament Square, and for some reason, because the government tend to put blockers out for mess our signal up, but yesterday there was no blockers. It was an absolutely fabulous signal. So let's hope it's as good today. It looks good this end, but see what happens.
I'm going to punish him. I'm going to let's restart. Let's
The infamous Street Mikey. One of Tommy Robinson's friends.
Secondly, the epistles are not
boys are attracted to trucks, girls are attracted to dogs. Right, that's what happened. That's just the they tested babies. Girls, female babies are
Hello, Ella. I've just seen the chat. Nice of you to come on, Ella. Anything you need, anything you want? Want me to run around the block or something? You know, just let me know and I'll do what I can. Although I don't really want to go out in the rain.
men and women. And
you want to do this person on the little
I think I just left them there. I very much
But do you believe that women and men have their positions where they should accept them?
about in 19s.
So Ella, where are you from, Ella? If it's not secret.
No, men.
I'm from South London, born and bred. Oh, this is horrible. They do say it might clear up about 3. And if it does, I don't mind, I'll stay here. Stay till maybe 6, and maybe a few more people will turn up. Might be able to get you. I mean, Street Mike is setting up something with some people, and they might let me join in and video it. Mikey was a bit excited that they turned up, these 2 people, so it must be good debaters. That's such a word, debater. Anyway, they debate.
Okay, so
we're just saying here very quickly.
I tell you what, not bad this idea of coming to like Speaker's Corner, and if you stay here for for the full time, maybe I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, you can get probably half a dozen videos. So really, you've only got to come out once a week, haven't you? It's a bit like, I won't mention his name, but one of our auditors only goes out about once a week, and gets all his content in one. So I wouldn't do that because I like going out. But if you get sort of stuck for content, you can always come to Speaker's Corner 1 day a week and stay indoors for the other 6 days. Right. Oh, we got. What's that say? Is that mirror? Is that Miral? Oh no, Minnie. Hello, Minnie. 1978. Good afternoon to you too. Oh, it's lovely to hear from some of you people. I'm going to say hello to you. Hello. I'll just stay in my hair. I've got a bloody cockatoo.
Women and men want to
I won't do that again. I just lost 2 followers. Mind you, I did look bloody terrible. Can't believe my hair's like a cockatoo. I'll go and see who's down there. Hello there. I wonder if I can. Mind if I say hello. Oh, well, as I say, we got Marble Arch over there. It's really handy, isn't it? Tube station right by Speaker's Corner. I feel sorry for that bloke over there. Can you see him? Hang on, let's see if I can get him for you. Is he there? Yeah, see him? He's got his brolly there. He's got his steps. And no one to talk to. Mind you, he's a bit of a loud one. He's talking to himself at the moment, shouting at himself. He's a bit of a loud one, so I don't want him coming over here anyway. I'm going to see in a minute, see if we can get involved with these guys that are here. Right, quite interesting apparently.
Valentinus, John's, Gospel and so on. Regarding Paul, yeah, there is no BC evidence of Paul's epistles at all. And what they do, interestingly, when you talk about born of a woman, that is in Galatians, which then goes
It's time, I'm showing.
oh yeah, yes, okay.
So 120.
Okay, so all he's saying is there's no evidence. He hasn't produced any evidence, so there's no evidence. Okay. So for example, with Flavius Josephus, he isn't our only source of what is early epistles and secretive or people speaking about Jesus Christ. Yes, Flavius Josephus does speak about Jesus Christ by James. Fighting for his faith, but also we have Pliny the Younger, a Roman Pliny the Younger, sent by the Roman Emperor, does a study on Christians, and Christians are there in the 2nd century. Yeah, very clearly it says 2nd century. Before that, the earliest testimony of what we have is the teaching of 12, which is 90 AD. It's the Didache. Okay, so you said that nothing from the 1st century, and then the Didache from 90 was much later. Okay, so Martial was much later. Okay, so every single Gnostic epistle comes out of the 2nd century, and then we have writings about the truly Christian church in the 1st century. We have Clement who we've clearly shown was literally Christian of the time. He writes his letter to Corinthians between the time of 30 AD and 120 AD. He writes his letter to the Corinthian church, and in there he speaks about Jesus Christ. And he quotes the book of Matthew, the book of Luke. We've already mentioned that. He speaks about a living Jesus Christ as God. I just quoted it as well. So you have to now argue against my point. Show me from the next writers, because we know according to history that he existed and he lived, and he spoke of Jesus Christ. He quoted the Apostle. Show me from his sources where he denied Jesus Christ crucified, denied Jesus Christ was God, and denied.
I'm just going to check me. My gears just moved. Fine,
You're the same as men because you hold the best saying women's speech. I know you from your colours.
Do I know you're a misogynist?
But why would you even use the term misogynist? Why would you even use that term?
I don't know you.
But I know you're a feminist. I know you're a feminist.
You know what?
Well, he knows that I'm a feminist. You're wearing your colours. Because I live here for the... Oh, I see this thing.
You're literally wearing the colours.
Okay, I'm going to head off then. No,
They say by the clothes, by the fruits
don't
you
mind if
shall
I
judge
just
them.
video around
And
you
I
all
judge you by
day.
the fruits of your labour.
It goes on YouTube.
And what's the point? So, I mean...
Just goes on my channel. About 350 videos I've made in the last year, and just adds to the numbers really.
Okay.
I'm trying to find my niche.
what do you feel your niche is? What's your sort of... Where do you position yourself in?
Well, that's what I don't know, because I've probably got
Men and women.
50 different types of videos. I started
in the
doing
extremes.
ULIS,
So you get
no
more
ULIS,
genius stops and you get
stopping
more
the cameras
Oh,
being put
oh,
up.
okay, yeah.
And I still do that now.
around the normal.
Right.
And there's good
But there's not enough of it, so
You're doing branching into other sort of... It's sort of you're doing sort of street reporting, really. Just seeing what people talk about.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
there's interesting.
On a boring day, I'll even go up to the horses in
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm having conversations with you. I mean, I'll tell you, my take on this one, and this is what I look at, is that this guy and I, we agree that men and women are biologically distinct and men cannot become women. So that's a very big win. You know, for me, that's a hugely useful thing.
Yes.
He happens to think that means that men have certain roles in society, which basically, if it carried on from the Stone Age days, and the cave and women have other roles. And the big mistake in all this, and in this world, which looks remarkably unlike a cave system to me, with an enormous evolution of evolved physics, chemistry, electronics, all that stuff. Suddenly, we've still that men have to do certain things and women have to do certain things. I happen to agree that we need a big rebalancing in talking about issues around what men experience in the world, what women, I think, and what women experience in the world, I'm solidly that there are who do not change. That's a bit that really gets me. And the bonkers that actually there's a discussion about it. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, so I suppose I want to just get back to the fact that men and women are different. It doesn't mean the non-agonic thing is that just because we tend to certain things, it doesn't mean therefore we have to be in that role. We
don't need more than the two, do we? Men and women.
Yeah,
that is it. And you must be very pleased when Trump got in there.
For one reason only.
For that reason.
I'm solidly an environmentalist at heart, and I think that we are part of an amazingly diverse nature, and that diverse nature is a result of biological sex. When biological sex emerged, over hundreds of million years ago, or perhaps a bit longer, there was an explosion in biology, and actually every human being is uniquely different because of genetics, epigenetics, biochemistry, physiology, the environmental factors, all sorts of reasons why it makes us unique. Everyone should be allowed to, as long as they're not harming anyone else, I don't think that men and women are forced to do anything in this society because they're men and women. Because, I'm a vet. I remember the days when rural vets were told, oh no, women couldn't possibly do that. Loads of women are brilliant, large animal vets, because actually, if a cow is stronger than most human beings killed by bulls are male. It's not that it's stronger than a bull or stronger than a stallion. It's about how you treat them, and so actually women are fine. But we also need to recognise that there are more men killed by in construction. More men tend to go into construction. More men tend to go into the military. All sorts of things happen, and we need to deal with that. It's a conversation. The yin yang symbol to me is the perfect symbol of the fact that those two things are slightly different. They're completely interlocked. They form a whole, and we need to somehow, and it's totally balanced and it's in motion. I think that's where we want to be, and I'm open to this conversation.
Can I ask you, do you think, you said you're an environmentalist, do you feel that we are still coming out of the Ice Age? And maybe that's why the world is warming up even more.
I personally, we've known. People say the climate always change. Well, this has the Earth's been here for 13.5 billion years. Earth's 4.5 billion years. Or is it the solar system? It's all about a long time. Of course, things change, and all sorts of things, other things. But all of agricultural human existence has been in a very short time, 1,000 years.
Oh yes, yeah.
And in that time we've done all this in a very, very stable climate, and we know, we grow, we're everywhere modern, everywhere, the Westerners have gone. We've taken the same animals with us, cattle, sheep. We've taken the same crops. We now eat a remarkably limited range of plant species, animal species. We've really limited, and you go to America, my God, the diet there is like shit, isn't it?
I was going to say, are we eating too much meat? Is that adding to it? Because you need more cows.
96% of mammalian biomass on this planet is human beings and their domestic animals. Only 4% of the biomass of mammals on this planet are wild mammals, which I think is disgusting. We do not have a shortage of domestic animals. We have a far excess of them, and we eat far too much meat. You look around, who eats all this meat? It's not the people living in rural Africa. I've worked in all those places. It's not those people. It's not the average person in the world. You go around restaurants in places like London. People, they order expensive stuff and they leave most of it on the side of their plate. They'll have a few bites and then they'll put it aside, and their boards are fucked with their lives, and they just sit around, wasting resources.
All-inclusive holidays, they're the worst.
All those things. We waste so much meat and food. We live on this. The thing I care most about is global biodiversity loss. That's to me the greatest tragedy. We know we're trashing nature, and the drivers of global biodiversity loss, there are 7 of them, identified as being the main groups. Habitat loss, all the pollutants, climate change, and I'm not going to get into that conversation because I know some people, deny as well, right? It's a tedious conversation. And then direct exploitation of species, all the fish in the sea, which we're vacuuming up with the highest technology, and it's just disgraceful. And then invasive alien species, which we need to do something about because we're introducing stuff around the world and it's destroying ecosystems. And then the other 2, the non-direct drivers, is human detachment from nature, which I think the whole trans stuff is part of human detachment from nature, is just utter rubbish. And then also human undervaluing of nature. We take it for granted. And so I was pleased when Trump came up with his declaration about sex, but I'm not very pleased with Trump who says we're going to drill, and we're not going to do anything about the amount. He's selling off state environment, state land for developers.
Well, he needs a lot of money, doesn't he, for all these things he's going to do for everybody.
Well, so he just wants to build golf courses. I mean, let's face it, what's Trump's world look like? It's going into Mar-a-Lago to New York City to a golf course. What does he? What's he interested in the world? He's not interested in other animals. He's not interested in nature. He's not interested in the balance between anything. He's not in relationships. It's all about. It's very human.
Can I ask you something? As a vet, you probably know. How many species are we losing each year? There must be.
I don't know the figures, but I don't know the figures. But the thing is that we're losing entire ecosystems where we don't even know what's existed in. So we know that tropical rainforests are the richest, probably the richest, on land anyway. They're the richest.
And there will still be animals who we've never seen before.
Well, it's not. Often it's very small stuff. It's often invertebrates. It's very specialised creatures that live in particular places, and we're just, we're just clear felling. The Congo, almost entirely unexplored, and then the Congo has been saying, we've got these amazing rainforests, give us some money so that we don't have to chop them all down. No one's giving them the money, so they say, well, the only way we can actually join the modern world is to try and use our resources, but actually, isn't there a better way of, to me, rapacious global capitalism is destroying the world, and we're not stupid. We clearly are stupid. Anyway, I must stop.
Well, thank you very much.
I hope it gets lots of likes and people like it.
Thank you, they will, I promise. That's diverse.
Yeah.
It's a bit like my videos.
I know, there's lots of different
lots of different things. So I even go down and see the horses, trying to see if anyone gets bitten.
I come across that. It's always whenever I come into that, I always make sure I cross over by the memorial to animals in war.
Nod as you come past.
I mean, we've done a lot of. They've been remarkably staunch with this.
I'm not agree about my theology.
Well, you've been live anyway. We've been live around the world while we've been talking. So you say goodbye.
If you like that video, please follow me on nothing.
No. Right. Nice to meet you both anyway.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry I missed it, but I just happened to be in London. I heard.
Thank you for the help. Nothing worse than I thought I'd got it, but I hadn't. Well, if we can get a bit of.
I see them all on video. I'm sorry for the whole. But I do.
Well, that was interesting. Finding a very clever vet. Moses onions. So it's a bit noisy here, so I'm not sure what you've got. I hope you got some of it anyway. Still pouring down with flipping rain here.
in association with Urban Scoop, and for those of you who are watching, we apologise for starting.
There's a few people still getting there. So
We are not in the we are in Speaker's Corner, but we are
there's Mikey over there chatting away to himself. Came back.
Are you Christian, sir?
Christian values. That's how I live by.
Okay, what does it mean, Christian values?
I'm kind. I like being kind to people.
Okay, yeah, but why are you not a Christian?
Why am I not?
Yeah,
Because I don't believe in God.
yeah, well, why not? So where do you get your Christian values from?
I've been brought up by my parents, and I was taken to Sunday school
Right.
every Sunday, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was just brought up to be a nice person. I tried to, anyway.
Johnny! Johnny!
Do you mind if I just stand underneath? Is that all right? Hello there. You say your name's John?
How you doing, John?
Oh, mine's John as well. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. So why are you an atheist?
What?
Why are you an atheist?
Am I an atheist or an what's the other one? Agnostic?
Agnostic. So do you believe there is a God?
No, still not at the moment. I'm
So then
76
you wouldn't
years
be
old.
an agnostic. And like agnostic says that there may be a God, we just don't know. Whereas an atheist says, I don't believe in any God. That's the difference. Wow, it's really
I believe that there are spirits out there, and I know it's not necessarily God, but there's things out there that are unusual that we can't explain. So, I mean, there are spirits,
do you
could be a God.
Well, yeah, do you believe in evolution? The idea of macroevolution. So macro means many. So over time, there was mutations, genetic mutations from the first like amoeba until now. Do you believe that?
Yeah, that's why we all look different. You know, well, I was going to say we look like what we look like, but
So have you got any evidence of this at all? Any evidence of actual? So, for example, let's say a chimpanzee. Have you got any evidence that those mutations over time, over millions of years, changed into a human or something resembling a human?
well, I haven't got the proof, but I mean we're told, aren't we? You know,
We're told a lot.
The scientists tell us.
Yeah, the science. But this is why you've got to question everything you say.
Attacked everyone.
So really, when it comes to evidence then for something, we've got to have proof of it, right? That's what you think, that's what I think. Right? So when it comes to things like, phylogenetic trees over time, changes over time, right? And genetic mutations where a man turns into a monkey, a monkey turns into a man.
Yes.
If I can't witness that in a lab, why should I believe it?
I would think it's been proved by the bones that have been dug up over the years.
So the fossil record can't show you DNA. It can't do so. It's only fossil record. So it can't actually show you decomposing flesh. And in fact, the fossil record will sometimes mix up animal bones with human bones. So you don't really know where this animal is. So the fossil record is something that's really risky. But I mean, in terms of, for example, let's say bacteria. Now, bacteria always remains bacteria. If you go into a lab, you're just going to see bacteria evolve into bacteria. It doesn't matter how much generations it takes. If you believe that, over millions of years, somehow we went from this bit on a rock all the way to where we are now. And so that requires a lot of evidence.
I you against the idea that monkeys have turned into humans? And are you not?
I don't believe there's any evidence for it. I don't have enough evidence to suggest macroevolution because there's not been proven that amoeba suddenly go from being amoeba into something other than amoeba. Monkeys always remain monkeys, dogs always remain dogs, cats always remain cats.
I mean, there is obviously some proof of the bones that they found. You can always put flesh on the bones, which they have done, haven't they? So, do you not believe that if you go back, say 65 million years, that those, if they were human, that they look more like monkeys?
That's the point, right?
Yes.
You're assuming that if you go back and you find these sort of pseudo-humans, these sort of weird, amorphous monkey type things that are turning into humans. But the thing is, if you go into a lab and you put an amoeba in a petri dish and another amoeba, it will start replicating. It'll keep doing that, but it won't become anything other than amoeba. And so if you do the same for a horse, a donkey. Now, interesting enough, if I put, let's say I've got a dog, right? A nice German Shepherd. If I put that in a desert, eventually over time it will adapt to its environment. So it might grow less hair. If I do the same thing with other animals, it will adapt to its environment. We do that.
Even in a short time, you're right.
Like I have melanin because because my generation's adapted to the African countries, the African continents. But you have less melanin because you are obviously of European descent. So what I'm saying is this: we adapt, but the idea of macroevolution, that over successive generations we can from one thing to the other thing, has not been proven.
You say that about the whiter you are, we've adapted, but I am under the impression that we all came from Africa and moved up. So really, we hadn't come from Europe.
No, I'm saying your genetic DNA. For example, I have a mixed mother, right? She's mixed. So she's lighter than me. But because my ancestors are going back all the way to my father are African, I have the strongest African DNA, and that gives me the strongest melanin. Now for you, it may be that your ancestors were African, but because it is so far removed from your recent ancestors, you are this colour because you've micro-adapted to the environment around you.
That's not a long time, is it? Since we all came from Africa and moved up, it's not that many years ago. It really adapted or changed very, very quickly.
Well, humans have the ability to do it. You have the ability to adapt really quickly. For example, babies are being born now without appendices because we don't need them anymore. So it's interesting now. And there's certain variations, small changes that we've made to babies, or not being, I'm a Christian, so I believe in being made, but that's been made to babies, so we don't really. So I'm saying, look, for me, it comes down to this. Atheism, in my opinion, cannot answer for things like morality. It can't answer for things like reality and logic. So the question I want to ask you is this. It's very important. So let's give you an example. So let's say, look, somebody has said, I'm going to commit mass murder. I'm going to go out there and commit mass murder. Right?
Yes.
Okay. You would like to say that's wrong, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Why is it wrong?
The first thing that comes to mind is that you've taken a living person and ruined the rest of their life.
What's wrong with taking a living person? So you have to shut up.
It's not fair on that living person. But would you do me a favour and hold that for me? So I can get a look at it.
Why should I? Let's say I'm trying to be convinced by your argument. Why should I? But you're saying I don't have to care. But there's a reason why you do. I'm glad you're being honest. I'm glad you're being honest.
What he said was, we won't take any
I mean, you do realise that your Christian values would not exist without Jesus Christ, right? I wonder what yours. Or do you think they would exist without Jesus Christ?
Change a little bit.
Do you want to stick?
Evolution, why we well, hold on. Evolution posits natural selection. The theory that, you know, the survival of the fittest might as well. So, for example, rape wouldn't be a wrong thing under natural selection, which is a well, yeah, that's the point, right? And what it will lead to is the spread of more children, which will be a good thing if you're presupposing atheist. Because why would it be a bad thing? Raping wouldn't be a bad thing if evolution is true. So if you want to assume evolution and then take on the law of this mindset isn't working for me. What one thing we've got to ascertain is this: the Christian worldview is not without Christ. You can say I have Christian values, but if you don't have Christ, you don't have Christian worldview.
It's like reservation reading the Bible.
You don't have a problem with they Jews and Europe is their problem. They're just
Right, but he bases that upon when Jesus Christ from Nazareth came into the world. He didn't just come in the world to teach us to be good and nice people. He came into the world to bring us the revelation of the Father that through him there is salvation and that you and I must be born again. And being born again is God's transformation of us by his Holy Spirit. And that only happens through belief. Now if you say, sir, that, oh, I'm just going to live my life how I want to, then you're not living the way that good has required. All you're saying is, I'm going to take a piece of Jesus Christ right here, I'm going to take a bit of that, but I'm going to give you all the rest. Well, you can't ignore the rest, because that's the foundation of reality. If you say things are wrong because Jesus Christ says it's wrong, then accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
But I'm probably take too many things more than I have. When I've got now my Christian values, I don't really want to go further.
Can you hold this for him? I can't, I'm really...
I only want to do so much.
Well, I mean, that's interesting because at the end of the day, Christ is not asking you to do anything. He's asking you just to believe. So that's the more important thing. Christ is not saying, go out there, like, sell everything you've got, literally go out and run between the streets. No, these things are important and we should strive to follow Jesus Christ. But what it requires is that you should do it.
How do you know
you can't do anything to be saved. You see, the Bible says to see to be creation grows. These are good actually. Do I need to be saved? You do. Because if you die in your sins, you will go to hell. If you die in your current state because you are unregenerated, you will go to hell. And now God doesn't want that for you. And this same Christ who gave you morals is asking you to come to him because he has more to give than just a nice
if I die and it proves to be that there is a God and I get to those gates, can I not apologise?
Too late, brother.
It'll be way too late. It'll be way too late because God has given you the revelation now. He has made it clear to you now through his word. That's why we have Christ. If you say, I'm going to live my life how I want to, and then die and then just say sorry to Jesus Christ, he says no. Okay, because he's given you one shot at eternity. So, like, for example, John 3:16 says, that God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but shall have everlasting life. If you say, I only want to worship you on my terms, what you're saying is, God, I'm better than you, and you are not worthy to be in my presence until I get to see my presence. No, God is to be seen through the universe he has given us. The Bible says, since the beginning of creation, his invisible attributes, clearly been seen what has been made, even as the eternal power of Godhead, so that they are without excuse. You are without excuse as long as you remain in the
I think I do enough to get through those gates.
You can't do anything to get to heaven, you must be born again. And you can only be born again if you're a heart. You can't be born again in your current state. It doesn't matter what you do. You can be as nice as you want. Like, there was only one good person, and guess what? He died 2,000 years ago for sin.
I must get some brownie points for being a nice person.
There's no brownie points. I'm just telling you what it says. I just have to tell you the truth. You must be born again.
Do you want a gospel?
Sorry?
Do you want a gospel of John as a gift?
Do I want
He'll
to?
give you a gift of the gospel.
Well, would you like it if I give it to you?
I was offered the Quran last week.
Mate, don't take the
Throw that one away, brother. Don't worry about that
Don't
one.
worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
No, do I want? Yeah, I don't know.
It's just a small gift. Look, I would suggest, don't listen to me, don't listen to me, read it. And if you've seen how the Lord behaves, how he acts, and you've seen who he is, and you truly want to follow that example, and you truly want to live for him, then give your life to Jesus. Believe him. Why wouldn't you believe in the Lord Jesus?
Yeah, well, if I did believe in the Lord Jesus, thank you very much. That is small enough for me to enjoy.
Well, you can benefit in, one evening, and it's very nice. If you want to find out more information, that you can ask for a Bible.
I should start reading it on the train back home.
Exactly. That's a good idea.
Oh, it's fine. No, you were telling me what do you want to what do you
Thank you.
feel like you have to do? And I'm
It's
saying,
very difficult.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
mind.
trying to find out what the lady believes in.
remember, if I say, when you pray, I say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your kingdom come, your will be done on earth. Okay, so, I mean, I've thought to me, you can say it, but say it with meaning. Understand that there is a risen Lord, there is a God, and he does love you. That's the most important thing. But the second most important thing is you must be born again. And how are you born again? If I was to tell you how, by believing.
By believing in praying.
By believing.
Is that enough for me? Is that
It's so easy to get to heaven.
God to get out and be praying for him?
He loves you.
Well, you're not praying for him, you're praying to him. He wants to communicate with you because you are his child.
Yeah.
And if you are his child, he wants you to communicate with him, to come into a relationship with him. So that's why we pray. We also pray for helping our lives. If we struggle in an area in life, whether it be sin, or whether it be poverty, or whether it be just we can't find any friends or
I don't know
whatever.
what he gets out of it.
So what he gets out of it is God gets a relationship with us, most importantly, because he created us to have a relationship with him. He's a God of love. And love creates. Love doesn't just leave alone. That's selfishness. Love creates. So he's created us to be in union with us. Okay, and with him. Okay. So bear that in mind. Right? He wants to have a relationship with him. And when I mean relationship, it's all eternal bond, right? Because he's created us for that bond. Right? But if you decide I want to live separate from him, you become devoid of his life. And all he can do is say to you, well, you've made your choice. And he will separate you forever. Well, I don't know how old you are, I mean, I'm not going to try and be ageist. Because I could die tomorrow, you could die right
But
away.
you're doing well for 76. Because some
don't
people
really.
don't care how
That's a half a bottle of scotch a day as well.
I would say this, we're not promised tomorrow. That's the key thing, we're not promised tomorrow. And if we're not promised tomorrow, you and I can drop dead tomorrow. And if Jesus Christ is actually real, I dread to think, standing there before him and saying, I did good things.
That's if you're right and we do. I mean, there is such
Well, don't listen to me, read his words. Read what he says. It's not me, I didn't write the Bible.
it doesn't mean it's right, does it? I mean, the Bible has changed over these 2,000 years.
No, the Bible's the same. We have, for example, okay, so we have the writers of the church fathers who quote the Bible 90,000 times, and they will quote everything we've got in our Bibles today. And they are dated from 30 AD, the time of the apostles, and the apostles are the ones who saw Jesus Christ.
I understood it got rewritten every, 50 years or whatever. It was rewritten and
There are translations.
changes.
Well, not necessarily, no. If we have the earliest manuscripts and the community had those manuscripts, we can look at that and we can go, well, yeah, like the Church Fathers example, we can compare them to the narrations we have today, and it's pretty much 100%. Oh yeah. So that's what you have to take into account. History. Also, with paper, it destroys it. So of course, the community who had the paper, they would have wrote down it, but they would have had to copy it over something. So that first copy probably was destroyed. But does it mean that the Bible itself, or the community that the Bible comes from? No, they're still around. They still exist.
Change the subject just a little bit. Slide off.
Very hard. Very
See what I mean? Carry on, it'll come back.
No. I was just telling you, look, the most important thing you can do is read history. It's not about me standing.
Right, after that half bottle of scotch, I just went on the street.
Why not pray before you have the scotch?
On the serious note, I wake up in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's nice to have something to think about.
Think about God. Think about you. Read this word. You have it.
I just don't feel I'm
That's fine. I can't make you do anything, but what I'm saying is that if you do not accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, then hell.
a horrible person. And I was doing horrible things to other human beings in particular. Then I could understand it.
It's not that horrible people are the only ones going to hell. It's people who reject the ransom, reject salvation. If you say, I don't want to be saved, and I would rather live my life separate from Christ, why should Christ let you in his kingdom, the kingdom of heaven? Why should I let you in my house if you don't even want to know me? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Would you let someone in your house who didn't want to know you?
You've got a house.
You don't, well, I mean, I have got it. but yeah.
Know what I mean?
But as for God, yes, he has a house. It's the kingdom of heaven. That's where he exists, that's where he thrives.
But usually you say that, but I'm not convinced.
But then, what's not convincing you? Is it the idea of evidence? For example, you have to see it.
Yes, I suppose so, yeah. I mean, yes, it would be handy if I was ill in hospital, died, went up there, spoke to God, and then come back and wake up in the hospital.
Well, how do you know that your five senses, for example, your sight, your speech, your taste, how do you know that these things are giving you a valid interpretation of the entire universe?
Wasn't there an urban school supported this?
Experience in 76 years, what's true and what's not true.
But how do you know those experiences are true? You're just assuming it.
Yes, could be dreaming.
So then you're stuck in a dilemma because you've been waking up every day assuming things are true, but you don't know whether they're true. And all I'm saying is, even if there's an infinite possibility, I would choose rather to take that salvation, to trust in Jesus Christ. You don't have to do much, just trust in him, and take that salvation in the hope that Jesus Christ will return and I will see him, rather than taking the option you take, which I'm sorry is faulty. It's not a good deal. Oh, I'm just gonna leave it because I don't see it, and then I'll get there and I'll see Jesus Christ. It's not really a good deal.
I've missed out because you have a wonderful outlook on life. I'm not jealous of anybody. I'm envious of you.
All glory to Jesus Christ, but don't be envious of me because I'm nothing.
I'm envious of your beliefs.
Don't be envious
I
of me.
wish I could.
You can believe. Right?
Yeah, you can, brother. Just accept it.
I'm literally just some random dude. You
I'm
can
going to
literally
read the book tonight.
read it tonight, bro. Read it tonight. I'll send these cameras, man. Just read it.
Well, I think one thing I want to ask you, I said about the Bible changing, being rewritten every 5 minutes. And there's another question I want to ask about: is there only one God? And all the different religions are one God only, and that God is the same God. You've got the Quran, you've got Muhammad, and all those. Is that, have we all got the same God?
No, because God would not contradict himself. So if you read the Quran, for example, Allah says he doesn't have a son. The Quran also says in chapter 4, verse 147, that Jesus Christ was not crucified. Now this goes against the Bible, it says he was crucified and that Jesus Christ was God. Now our God would not contradict himself. If God contradicts himself, that would make him a liar. That means he's not good. God is not good. then we're pretty much through.
Could it be mistakes and rewriting of the Bible in the Quran?
Well, that would be a question for well, in general, God is sovereign. I believe God is sovereign. Sovereign, I believe that God has literally not all control of it, but God in essence is able to do as He will and protect His word. And I believe Jesus Christ has protected His word, the Gospels, and the New Testament and the Old Testament. Now, as for the Quran, it comes from centuries later. It's written by a Bedouin who was existing in the 7th century, who did not know Jesus, did not know the apostles, never saw any of them, and ignores the Christian community who existed hundreds of years after him. So,
I've got to tell you now.
it's not trustworthy. If I write a book about your life, what's your name? John. If I write a book about your life and I said, oh, this is John's story, I don't know you. I'm writing 200 years after you've existed, 300 years after you've existed. Am I giving them a valid account of who you are? Or is it, would it be better if somebody who's your friend would have wrote about multiple
Knows me better.
knows you way better. Muhammad did not see any of the prophets. He didn't see Jesus Christ. Muhammad was a joke. By all accounts.
I've now got to tell you
I'm going to repeat
my
it
reason
because it's
and if there is a God, then I'm disappointed because they've only read first thing, the 3 children. Why would, if there's a God, why would that God allow those 3 little girls to die?
Well, the question is not that, it's God's fault why they did that.
Not his fault. Is he not great enough to stop things like that?
He is so good. But the thing is, because of his grace, because of his love for humankind, and because of how humankind are, he's allowed us to experience our own freedom. Now, I mean, you have to go back to the garden, but in the Garden of Eden, God gave mankind a choice. You choose to stay in the garden, eat from the tree of life, which is good, or you choose to eat from the tree of good and evil. And by eating from the tree of good and evil, they placed upon their seed, their generations, these inclinations to do bad. Now, God said there will be consequences for this. The land will be cursed. Your women will have birth and pain in birth. And men will have to work. They will have to suffer all their lives. Okay, so the consequences, my bad. The consequences of this reality. Why is murder? Why is rape? Why Southport had happened? It's not God's fault. It's mankind. As long as there are men rejecting Jesus Christ and not being born again, not receiving the salvation of ransom, as long as they continue in that, like this individual Axel, what's his name? I can't remember his name. As long as there's people like that in the world and not people who are born again, this world will always be in turmoil. And God, because He's loving, He doesn't control us like puppets.
So he's loving, he doesn't seem to be as loving as
You'd be a very kind person.
I wouldn't let that happen to those.
I got nowhere else to be.
I'm really happy. I feel like it's a good food. This man is just amazing. As opposed to this lady situated, I don't know now.
Is that or the other lady? Oh, that lady. Shit.
The other one.
The atheist and shit.
That He's allowed us to make
No, it's like people like, I pray to Jesus, I don't want your religion, I don't want to know. Just, maybe the higher power kind of thing. But it's disheartening speaking to people like this. But speaking to people like him, it makes them feel like it's worse than,
But people like that, you should just pray for them and accept that that's how they think. People that don't, people that don't see it, their hearts are closed, so their minds are closed.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But I've learned a lot. It's like we need to know not to waste time. If the man jumped in, but for me, it's like if she's saying no, I don't want to know.
If I don't want to hear it, then that's that, isn't it?
So many mistakes. I think at the level
I think God is not a nanny. He's not nanny. He's given us free will. This means that, like Him, we have the ability to make choices. And we each, every day, can make the choice to either harm or do good. Okay, and that's the consequence of what Adam and Eve did. Our generations, our ancestors have done by choosing good and evil. And now we replicate that action. And I say we, I'm talking about the human race. We replicate that action every single day. We decide not to live for Jesus Christ, but to live for ourselves and our own desires. And that's why wicked things like Axel, well, wicked people like Axel exist. Even diseases, for example.
I have proof of Jesus. We have proof of Adam and Eve.
So, I mean, for us, the question is, do we have proof of Adam and Eve? That's the question. So, Adam and Eve is being wrote about by Moses. Moses was a prophet. He's writing what he's been told directly from God. Now, if I'm to use something, can use something? Science stipulates that there were X chromosome and Y chromosome with Adam and Eve. And that each of us share a common ancestor that leads to an X chromosome and a Y chromosome with Adam and Eve. So just use this as we can get Adam and Eve a first genus, if you know what I mean, a first people, or a first champion. Just use this as But as for the biblical evidence, I would say this, look, we have direct revelation from God. And that comes through Moses, the prophet, attributed by God to us. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't say it's a problem. I wouldn't say it's a problem at all, because if Jesus Christ did rise from the dead, as the history stipulates, and if Jesus Christ existed, and he says Adam and Eve existed, in Matthew's day, well, not after being tempted for 3 days.
Jesus was dead, brother. He was dead.
If you know anything about crucifixion, when you're on a crucifix, you're nailed to this crucifix, you can't breathe, you have to hold your body up. Then basically, Jesus Christ was stabbed. Before that, he was ripped into rags, and they were bleeding profusely. Okay, he died according to the testimony. A bunch of the people he died after 6 hours. Sorry, the night after. So the writings are exactly true. Well, the question I have to ask is, why did nobody at the time state that Jesus Christ of Nazareth didn't die? There was a community saying he did. And yet the Roman Emperor, who would literally write historical records about the deaths of the time, the crucifixion of the time, they said nothing about it. They didn't even go against it.
The apostles died for that fact, you know.
The apostles, and yeah, that's a good point, bro. The apostles died. And now, like, think about this. These people who have families, they have people that have to protect. They were willing to be killed, set on fire. They were willing to have their women raped, their children attacked and raped. They're willing to allow it to happen on this claim that Jesus Christ has died. I don't know about you, but I mean, that'd be a risky thing if he didn't.
No one wants to die for a lie, bro.
We go to war, don't we? And you know, our fathers went to war, and grandfathers.
Yeah, but that's fighting.
Yeah, that's not.
That's not advantage. Yes, but they're fighting. That's the difference. Okay, the apostles weren't fighting, they were proclaiming the truth. They were saying, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he rose from the dead. That's what they said. Now, if this wasn't true, why would they be willing to die? Sacrifice their jobs, their families, their wives. I mean, I don't know if you have children, but would you want your child to die by a claim that was a lie? Would you want that? I'm sure you want to say it was
Another people just said up to the Japanese people treat themselves just to blow up the ship.
Well, kamikaze, but that's fighting. You're mentioning fighting. It's different criteria.
Yeah, they could have. The kamikaze pilots didn't really have a choice. They had to do it, really. But the apostles could have said, "Oh, he's dead. I'm off." Do you know what I mean?
They could have just said, "You know what? He's dead. Like,
it's over. Game over." Yeah.
Game over. But they didn't say that. They were telling Nero and Diocletian and other Roman emperors that, you know what? He truly died and rose again, and I will die on this fact. And I don't care what you think. These were many different people. In fact, total hundreds. In fact, thousands were martyred for the name of Christ from 1 AD onwards. That's thousands of people who have families to go to, and they're willing to die for this claim. If it isn't true, it'd be very stupid.
What, Nero? No, it was Constantine was the one who converted to Christianity. He kind of did that against the grain, really. I mean, everyone was a bit upset with that, I think, weren't they?
Yeah. And it's funny, it's just like this small Christian, nation of people, all of a sudden managed to take over the Roman Empire. I don't know if you know about the Roman Empire. They had control over all the...
I saw those films.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is the Roman Empire had control over most of the Mediterranean. Okay, and the Christians managed to gain control over the entirety of it. I mean, if this wasn't true, that would be really weird. I mean, I And that's the other thing. The early church fathers also appealed to the miracle of the growth of the church. Because if it was false, why would it continue? Why would somebody believe in such a false thing?
I've got another question. Things that are in the Bible that seem being possible to understand and believe. For instance, the seas opened up exactly all of them
Jesus walking on water.
I really can't believe it.
But the reason why you can't believe that happened is not because, there's no evidence of it. It's because your criteria is off. Your criteria for what is evidence is not based upon reality, it's based upon what you're seeing. And that's why I asked you the earlier question. How do you know what you're seeing is a valid interpretation of reality? How do you know that miracles can't happen? What are you basing it? 76 years. Well, that's not the entire history of the universe.
I think miracles do happen, yeah. I think there have been miracles. Yeah. Probably a lot smaller ones.
Well, yeah, a lot smaller than that.
Massive miracle.
I mean, Moses was a prophet, but raising the dead, healing the sick, these things aren't unusual if you understand that Jesus Christ is God and you can do those. It's really not unusual.
I mean, there's different miracles. I'm not sure I believe you can turn water into wine, but I know you can catch fish over the other side of the boat, because I've done it.
Well, if he's God, he can actually change the chemical compound of water into wine, because he's God. And that's what I'm asking. If he rose from the dead, then he's God. If the Christian community that's died for this claim that he rose from the dead are right, then Jesus did all of those miracles. So that's a question of old.
The believers.
You're never too old, man. You're never too old. Sorry, you're never too old. You're not as old as our God. So you're never too old.
It's never too late, man.
You're never too old. More than 2,000 years, he's gone. So yeah, it's a great opinion.
And that comes in like the Big Bang Theory. Actually, I do believe in it takes another 20 billion years for that Big Bang to
Yeah. So how did the Big Bang happen?
That's evolution.
Well, how did that happen? Again, you're quoting science, which is fine, but you're trusting the ideas of men. The Big Bang is still a theory, it's not a fact. But let's say it was a fact. Let's say that I agree with you as a fact, okay? What caused it? Things like this is the problem with cause effect. Outside of religion, there is something called the theory of cause and effect. You know, for every effect there has to be a cause.
Certainly two suns bumping into each other.
But we've already had that. We've already had two suns bumping.
No, but the Big Bang was the beginning of everything. There weren't no suns before the Big Bang.
That's a good point.
And nothing comes from nothing, man. Like nothing ever comes from nothing. So something had to cause that Big Bang, you know.
And now I want you to give me evidence of something to come from something. Sorry, nothing comes from something. Because we don't really see that at all.
Yeah,
that sounds like your belief, though. That sounds like a religion. Well, that is a religious belief, to believe that something's there that you can't see, right? And you said the reason why you don't believe in the miracles is you don't see them. I don't really see the Big Bang.
The thing is, though, the miracle of Moses, the parting of the Red Sea, that was how long was that before Jesus? 3,000 years or something. So, and we've only been 2,000 years since Jesus. So that a miracle that big happened, and then nothing happened really for 3,000 years.
How many years was it before Jesus?
About 3,000 something years, I don't know.
Was it for the seas to part?
So the seas parted, and then about 3,000 years later was when Jesus came, you know. So a miracle that big, parting the sea, and then between that and Jesus was so long, it was longer than now between Jesus and us. So there were people at that time probably saying, oh, we haven't seen a miracle in ages. When does it happen?
It might have been a natural thing. I think when I was there on Ibiza, and I was in this little village, and I was in a restaurant looking down on the sea, and the sea disappeared
Yeah.
out of there while I was there.
Yeah.
And it was that.
But it might. But
What was the word where the sea's coming in?
We got to be careful.
it's like a tsunami kind of thing. Like a,
Tsunami. Yeah,
We got
yeah,
I mean,
tsunami.
I understand. We've got to be careful to try not to attribute miracles to natural causes and try and pave it with a natural cause. But in our religion and in the truth of reality, natural causes are really just God's miracles in the universe anyway. So like, you've got to be careful when you ask him what miracles are. The miracle was that Moses saw, at the moment it hit the ground, the sea was parted. That's the miracle. Okay. Now you can say, oh well, that was just some scientific event. But that for me is trying to knock it away. You're trying to hide it underneath the carpet and say it was something else. It's very ignorant. And I'm going to be honest, living your life in ignorance is no better than, I'm sorry, like being a Muslim. It's no better. I think it's better for you to look at reality how it is. That there's more to reality than you know. And humble yourself and realize there's more to reality than you know. It's not just, oh, I've seen this or science says it, but there's more to reality than you know. Once you start asking yourself these big questions, it's going to be easier for you to embrace maturity. But right now, I think the issue here is probably you don't want to allow yourself to be open to more than what you've seen in your 76 years. And that's why I ask the question, how do you know that what you've seen in reality is true? If you don't, you don't.
have you heard of Pascal's wager before?
No.
So Pascal was a 17th century French philosopher, right? And he said the chance of God existing against not existing is 50-50, right? 50-50, he either exists or he doesn't. Okay? So if you're a betting man, on 50-50 odds, you're going to bet to win. So if you bet your life that God exists, you live your life with that belief, when you die and he exists, you win everything. But if you die and he doesn't exist, you still win because you don't know. But if you bet against that, if you bet that he doesn't exist and you die and he does, you lose big.
Yeah, no, I would bet.
Do you know what I mean?
That he existed.
Well, you should then. You should. There you go.
On the 50-50.
It's great odds.
And that is 50-50.
It went 51-49, I'll bet the other way.
But it is 50-50, isn't it? He either does or he doesn't. Obviously, I believe he does.
Great odds, great odds.
But I think if you think about that, that's a great way of looking at it, because you win-win or you lose.
I still don't understand why the God would want me to pray. I don't. It's not like giving him money, go to the shops and give him money.
Praying to him is not like an offering.
No.
I think you're confusing it. So prayer's not like an offering. It's more like, for example, I want to speak to my dad, and I want to know what my dad has to say. I want something from my dad, so I ask my dad for some money or anything. It's communication. It's respectful communication with the one who created you, because that's what God requires of us, a relationship with him. It's not that he needs anything. No, he doesn't need anything from God, but really rather he is love. So he wants to share that love with us. Now, if you say I don't want to share that love with you, then he will just treat that love with you. But if you say I do want to share love with him, there's nothing wrong with praying. Really, I woke up this morning and I prayed to God. It's beautiful.
Don't you think like not praying to him, don't you think I give my love to not to a personal thing, but I give my love by being a nice person, by doing nice things for other people.
Right, but you're not being nice to others. You can say I'm being nice to people, but why not be nice to the one who created you? Why not love the one who created you?
I'm not convinced
That's the question. That's why I keep asking you. Like, that's your question. And if you can't, then that's why you have to rethink reality. It's not saying I don't have the answer for getting right. Why not? I don't have the answer, so I want to look for that answer. And Thomas More, isn't that the best way to do any form of science? That's what Rene Descartes, for example, was a scientist. He believed in Jesus Christ. Galileo believed in Jesus Christ. He were scientists, by the way. Okay, in their mind, they were like, I don't understand this. I want to know where it comes from. That was always the early view of science. Atheism is much later. People like, you know, for example, I don't know whether you've heard of Richard Dawkins and these other individuals, these idiots. Oh, yeah, they come
Atheist for the sake of being atheist, though.
for the sake of saying, I'm too lazy, I don't care, I just want to eat my dreams and go on. I forget to do. Life is more than just what we live. I'm like that as well. I can be like, you know what, I don't care. Sorry. I can be like, you know what, I don't care. It doesn't matter. But I do. Because I'm not just here for no reason. I'm something, and so are you. We're here for a reason. And that's the one thing you've got to understand is what is that reason? That's the job.
I think if I'd been born earlier and fought in the First and Second World War, that would have felt a lot better in doing that. That would have been something.
Mate, you don't have to go through a world war to understand.
You know what they said about the war? They said there's no atheists in a trench.
There's no atheists in a trench.
No, I agree. That's what I said earlier. If the boat's sinking, I'm going to pray.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Atheists always cry out, oh God, when something bad happens.
Thank God. Oh, thank God that
before that. I don't know. Just take it away. That's, in my opinion, that's just opportunity. It's like at that moment you're like, oh God, I'm scared.
I have prayed. I have prayed. I've prayed when my hang on.
Alright, brother, let it out, man.
Up a bit. Well, I've prayed when my wife is not well. Thought I was going to lose her. I've prayed for children.
But you pray because in your heart you know someone's listening. You know, in your heart, you're like, someone is listening to me, someone wants to help me.
Or am I just thinking, I'll just do it, you know, with the hope that someone's listening, rather than because I believe that.
If the hope is still
If the hope's there, it's the same thing, really.
And that's the point. And I truly believe, like, you know, with your family, with everybody you know, that this world doesn't end. And if it doesn't end, it doesn't matter what happens on it. You know, I've lost many family members, and you know, it's sad. It's really broken, but I gave the glory to Christ that even though I've lost it, I can see Him again. And that's the most beautiful thing, is that God doesn't just, you don't just have this life and that's it, but there's something beyond this. That even when we lose our loved ones, we can find it. Even when they become sick and ill, they can be healed. And even if they die, we know that God has a purpose for them. We will see them.
Wouldn't I feel false? I feel false. I would feel false if I'm praying not believing in God. Does that make sense?
So, say that again, sorry.
Pray. If I force myself to pray, I'm going to say it's good. Am I not being false because I'm doing something I don't really believe in?
Well, the question, like, Jesus Christ in the book of Matthew says, ask and you receive, and you will find. If you continuously seek with all your heart, not trusting your understanding, not leaning on it, because the Bible says Christ will give you not your heart, though. You do it by opening yourself up to the possibility that you may be wrong. Once you do that, once you say, look, Lord, if you are wrong, please open yourself up. Once you just say that, just speak it into the universe. Yeah. No inhibitions, no, oh, you may not be here. Don't allow your mind to control
Oh
yourself.
no, this has died.
Oh, yeah. That's fine, that's fine. We've had a good conversation, man.
I think we have.
It's not about the cameras, it's not about the cameras.
Sorry, because he interviewed me.
Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
like,
if mine's still going, you can always take that.
if you allow it, I mean, it's not, I'll speak to you off camera anyway. Like, because I think you're a brilliant guy, John, honestly. And honestly, like, I will be praying for you as well. I'll be praying, you'll be praying as well, and that's all God wants you to do.
Yeah, well, you never know. I have to tell you that Well, I have prayed. I think it's worked. I can't think of, well, I haven't prayed very often, but I believe, I think it's always worked. I'm going to pray for my wife. I'm going to pray for the children. It works every time, though. I'm not making
Pray for the Lord to open your heart to His truth. You right? It can't hurt to do it. It's just saying some words. But
I need you now to pray for me to see the light.
Okay, I'll pray for you. I'm going to pray for you.
What's your name?
My name's John. Yeah, my name's John.
We got two Johns.
John is very hard.
Joe.
Another John.
Joe.
Oh, Joe.
It's like a John.
Like, almost, yeah.
So I'm going to pray for you. Heavenly Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, I pray that you will illuminate John's heart to be able to see your love, your mercy, and how much you love him, you love his family, you love his wife, and how much you love their children, and how much you love their family. I want, Lord, please open his heart and see you and to feel you, so that when he goes home, he truly experiences your warmth and your kindness and respect. He then pours out into your word, reads your word, and becomes saved. And I pray that you help him in any financial areas, any burdens he has in his life, any loneliness, any helplessness, Lord, just help him to overcome such things. And Lord, help him to find a community of believers, Lord, so that he may be encouraged more and he may grow with you more. In Jesus Christ's mighty name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, thank you very
Sure,
much.
brother.
Appreciate that. Thank you. God bless you.
It's nice speaking to you, John. Hopefully I'll be here tomorrow, next week.
And we've still got three people. Still three people watching.
That's not bad. 3 people is good.
No, do you know what? He interviewed me about money laundering stuff. No, it's Mike. So I just let out.
Mike.
That's it.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I do know. Yes. He's a very good friend of someone I'd like to be very good friends with. Tommy Robinson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, Tommy Robinson works with alleged money launderers. So, we need to, when you look at people, you need to find out who they're associated with.
Some people have to do what they have to do.
No, and this is where, the Bible says that you do serve God or money, and so we can't be servants of Christ and also, work with people with money. Money laundering is very disgusting, it's money made. There is nothing worse because money laundering, it takes all the money that comes from crime. So I don't follow him, unfortunately. I'm going to see what my husband is doing.
Tell you what I'd like to find out, if you ever find out.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Tommy Robinson saying if he had to fight, he would fight for Israel first. And some people are saying that means that he would fight for Israel against Great Britain. I really don't believe that. That's not what he said.
No, but the thing is, Tommy Robinson is not born again, and this is where I invited to read the leaflet and the book, because people, for example, Katie Hopkins, she was telling the Muslim, why are you in a Christian country? But she's not a Christian herself. And this is where, I know you're in the same situation, but, we need to be, we can't just say, we want Christian values, we want this, and then we don't know Christ ourselves.
What's the time, by the way?
We have time now, it's 2:15. We have 20 minutes, 10 minutes maybe.
We've got to get off, have you? I've taken up all your time.
Oh no, it's fine. It's brilliant speaking to you, man. That's what's
We're not here to make videos, we're here to evangelize. So if God had appointed time to speak to you, then that's great. That's what we want to do.
Well, I hope I'll see you again and I have something good to tell you.
Give him your number, John, or your email. If you want to
Do
take
you
it.
come here now again?
We haven't been here in 3 months.
No, I've only, last week was my first time, so first time in 60 years.
Oh wow.
Because the last time I was 18 years old when I was here.
Oh right, so you're a veteran then.
The reason why I know that is I was a telegram boy in Victoria, and I had to leave the telegram service at 18 years old. So
a lot more Muslims here than before, isn't there? There's a lot more Muslims here than before, isn't there?
I don't think we had any.
Yeah, it's become a proper Muslim.
But it's not something that we should worry about because, you know, the Bible says that when we are born again, we belong to the kingdom of God, you know, and we're just passengers on this earth. And ultimately, yes, there is a lot of Islamization, but it is a result of apostasy. You know, people are becoming atheists and they're turning away from Christ, and God is allowing an influx of Muslims. And also the same Muslims that are here, they can hear the gospel where they couldn't hear it in their
I
countries.
was hoping there was only one God, and it was shared by all the different religions.
Yeah, no, it's not like that, yeah.
So otherwise, if I believe in one God, this God, why have they got real gods as well?
They have Satan. You know, you either have God, you know, which is a triune God, or you have Satan, you know, which is displayed in different religions. So there is only one true religion. There is only one true path to God. Why don't you take his number? Oh, you can't because you're filming.
Yeah. No, I'd like to see you down here next time.
Well, hopefully you will come
in 3
again.
months' time, and maybe I've got something to tell you.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I know you've tried hard.
God bless you.
Thank you.
You know, he discovered that there's water underneath the desert. He realized there's rivers under the ground, so he built a to bring the water from the desert. With the Italian engineers, they drilled deep under the ground. There's rivers of water under the ground, fresh water. It does happen in different places. There's different geological formations where there are even rivers under the desert.
Long rivers like the Nile.
Made water deposits deep under the desert.
Has he managed to get it out?
Well, two of you have stayed on. I don't know if you watched any of that. That was heavy, guys. Let's have a look, see what messages we got. Crazy Jake, hello mate. OGM, Trent, Ella, Minnie, and Marie. Oh, I don't know if you listened to any of that.
Do the education.
It was certainly interesting, but whether I believe or not is another matter. It's better to believe than not believe.
So this is true Speaker's Corner hardcore.
Not Newport.
So what are you guys doing today then? I'm still there, I'll show you. Someone just said this is the real Speaker's Corner in here. Hardcore Speaker's Corner, this really is hardcore. My feet are gone, they're growing roots into the ground again. I'm just going to have a walk round and show you this. This hardcore bit of Speaker's Corner. God, it is hardcore. Sitting outside, outside, pissing rain.
You're right, boss. Do you remember I met you at the, I think it was a Tommy Robinson rally.
Oh, that's a bit, I've been there at all.
Your name is something Beachcomber, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Your YouTube is...
Yes, it was, I changed it.
You changed it?
Yes.
Why'd you change it?
I can't remember now. I think I was advised by someone that knows
YouTube and algorithms and all that better than me. But I did like Beachcomber.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I changed it really.
No, it's cool, man. I remember you was doing some auditing stuff with the drone.
I was, yes.
I was following
I'm
you.
still
and
doing a
everything.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm enjoying doing evictions.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
Not evictions, the opposite.
Okay.
Stopping evictions.
Yeah, okay.
I've been doing that. I can't find my niche.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep going from one thing to another. This is the new one now, and I'm enjoying this. But if I sort out the views,
Yeah, I think you should.
if I don't get the views,
Yeah.
then I think, why the hell am I doing it?
I think you should stick with the auditing stuff, man. with the drone, man, and just title it as Auditing UK or Auditing Britain, because that guy, I think his name is UK Audits or something like that. I think he's an Asian guy by the sounds of it, and he's doing pretty good, man. So I think you should keep it up, man. Get somebody else out there auditing Britain, you know?
Yeah, AB.
Yeah, that's it.
I haven't got the guts to do what he does. I know he does it.
Yeah.
I know he wins. Because a friend of mine went out with him.
Okay.
And he told me a few of the secrets. But, I didn't tell you my channel
No,
name.
what's the new one? Let everyone know.
It is vlogging journalist.
Vlogging journal. Okay, yeah, the one was vlogging Beachcomber or something like that.
That's right. And then I've changed it again,
So it's vlogging journalist, yeah?
Yeah. So what does that sound like?
Vlogging journalist.
Yeah, is that...
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not changing it again.
No, that's good. Vlogging journalist.
So most people just call me vlogging. Anyway, I'm stopping you. Are you live now?
Yeah, I'm live right now, man.
So am I, but I've only got... Oh, they're all cleared off.
Oh, no worries, man. You'll get some more soon, man.
Yeah, I'll just a religious talk for an hour.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough.
Yeah. No worries, man.
Nice to see you again. Are you still there, Crazy Jake? Sorry I didn't see you posting, but yeah, I was getting me hair bent about religion.